Hey guys, Joster here. Welcome back to the channel. So I am finally back from CES. Yes. And even though there weren't a lot of companies at the show and there wasn't a lot of people either, it was actually pretty cool. What I like the most is that I was able to get from different places faster. I mean, it wasn't as crowded as previous years. What I didn't like is that many companies didn't show up. For example, LG wasn't there, and it looked like LG had rented the space, but at the last minute they just backed out, but they still had the space in there. And instead of using it, they just had this big old empty space with like QR codes all over the place. It was kind of weird. Now, moving on, Sony, they also had a spot at CES, but it was different. They didn't have any TVs at their showroom. As a matter of fact, they had things like a satellite camera they're going to launch into space. I mean, I didn't really look into it, but it looked kind of weird. They also had PlayStation 5s, which they're coming out with these new colors, new faceplates for the PlayStation 5. I mean, we already seen this before, but for some reason Sony decided that it was cool to have it at the CES show. They also had this electric vehicles. I mean, I didn't even know Sony was coming out with electric vehicles, but they had this SUV and then this four-door sedan, which, don't get me wrong, I like electric vehicles and I thought it looked really cool, but they kind of look like the Teslas. I mean, but it's now from Sony. They also had drones. I mean, I didn't even know Sony were into drones either. The cool thing about the Sony drones is that you're able to use their own cameras. I mean, Sony cameras are the best right now in the market, in my opinion. And so you're able to mount your Sony camera and use it with the drone. I mean, that's kind of cool, but I can only imagine how expensive these are going to be. And that was pretty much it. I mean, they had no TVs, nothing on display or soundbars or anything like that. But I do know that Sony is coming out with their QD OLED TV, which I'm really excited about that. QD OLED, same with Samsung. And I'm going to make a dedicated video about my thoughts on this new technology, this QD OLED quantum dot with OLED. I mean, yes, I'm excited about that. Let me know in the comments below what do you guys think about the new QD OLED technology. So Hisense was present, and I already did a dedicated video for Hisense and their new TVs and their new 4K laser projectors, which look super awesome. And Hisense TVs, they look really promising. I mean, Hisense have been improving their technology every year. The H9F was a great TV. Last year, they came out with the U7 and then the U8, and this year they're coming out again with the U6, U7, U8, and even the U9. They're coming out with the 8K TV. And also, the biggest improvement, what I saw, was just the integration of mini LED technology to the new models. I think it's like the U8H and the U9H. Yes, the U9H. So basically, they're improving brightness and black levels with this mini LED technology, which is something that I've seen more constant in these companies. I mean, Samsung also has their mini LEDs. TCL, I think TCL was the first company that introduced mini LED, and from there everybody else is expanding into that territory. What I was more excited about was Hisense new 4K laser projectors. I mean, if you've seen my channel, you know that I review 4K laser projectors as well, but I haven't reviewed a Hisense one, so hopefully they send me one for review. But the trichroma laser projectors really look amazing. Another cool thing I liked about Hisense booth is when they put together these two ultra short laser projectors to create this one huge display, and it just looks so cool. Another cool thing projector from Hisense was this 8K laser projector. I mean, this thing looks so sharp. The picture was bright, it was sharp, full of color. It just looked amazing. They had it in this small dark room, and it was showing, I think it was a 120-inch display. So yes, I'm excited for Hisense and their laser projectors. They look really promising, and stay tuned because there's one on my way and I'm going to be reviewing it. So stay tuned if you want to learn more about that. So Samsung was there too, and they did have some TVs on their show, but mostly they were just like the macro LEDs and also the mini LEDs, but 8K resolution. I noticed a lot of people were asking me, hey Joester, what happened to the 4K TVs? So since 2 years ago, Samsung is not showing off 4K TVs anymore. I don't know why. But regardless of that, micro LED looks really promising. I mean, They're now coming out with smaller sizes like 100 inch, 120, 110, I believe. And guys, micro LED looks, every year it looks better and better. They even had this display where you can see like the regular LEDs, and then you can see the micro LED technology they had back in 2019. And then you can see like the smaller micro LED technology they were able to develop for this new displays this year, 2022. And the technology just keeps getting better and better. So what I like about micro LED is that the picture is super bright. I mean, it's just so bright that it was hard for me to capture with my camera. And also, it doesn't have the problem OLED has, permanent screen burn problem that OLEDs have. I mean, the LEDs, they just don't die. So that's a big, huge improvement. And at the same time, they work pretty much almost like the OLEDs. I mean, you're able to turn the control each pixel individually. So the contrast and black levels are just impressive. It's just, the picture looks amazing. Now, on the other hand, Samsung 8K TVs, they also look very, very cool. I mean, the picture looks bright, it looks sharp. They're using mini LEDs and they have a ton of gaming features. But one of the improvement that I noticed is the higher refresh rate. Now, instead of 120, you can go up to 144 Hertz of refresh rate. And also, all 4 ports support HDMI 2.1 features. And I'm talking about like 4K, 144 Hertz of refresh rate, and also the rest of the other features like VRR, auto low game latency, 1440p, 120 Hertz, and all that stuff. To be honest, I do notice a difference when you're going from 30 FPS to 60 FPS. It's just a night and day. It's totally different experience. It's good. But I do not see the difference when you go from 60 FPS to 120. Even though it should be it should be a noticeable difference, but personally I don't see it. Maybe I have to get used to it. Maybe I have to try it on PC. Maybe it's different on PC. I don't know. But what I don't like playing 120 frames per second on consoles is that you do sacrifice other like graphical quality, picture quality. So that's why I'm not really that excited for high refresh rates on TVs, because I'm not really going to use that. Now, Samsung also had this really cool projector. It's called Freestyle or Freedom, something like that. I mean, personally, I don't think this projector is for everyone. It's very limited. It only had one HDMI mini port and also a USB Type-C, and that's pretty much it. But the cool thing is that Samsung is working on different accessories. One of them was this light socket, so you're able to install this projector on any light socket that you have at home, or even use it as a lamp, and you'll be able to display it pretty much anywhere, on your walls, on your desk, or even on a table. Like Samsung had this displayed on a table, and they had really cool animations. The price is set at $900, which to me it's a little expensive. But I'm pretty sure the price is gonna drop eventually. I mean, this is a new thing. That's how prices are when a new product comes out. So finally, I also got to see TCL, and they had a really big showroom at CES this year. And the thing is, like, TCL is not only doing TVs, they're also doing like refrigerators, smart things for home, phones, tablets. I mean, they're doing so many other things, but of course, my channel focuses more on TVs and displays. So basically, I got to see all their new TVs. I'm talking about the 6 series, the 8 series, and the new 9 series. The 9 is their 8K TV, which they're using their new micro LED technology. It's called OD0, which basically is just an improvement or previous generations of micro LED. Basically, what I saw was the TV was brighter and it had better black levels. I mean, they're so close to OLED, these new LCD LED TVs. It's just impressive, and it was incredibly bright and sharp. And also what I like is, like, around the TV had this 2 dual bars, like metal bars. Like, the base is just incredibly big. And it had this built-in 5.1.2 sound system powered by Onkyo. I mean, you had the TV and a home theater all in one, and it just looked really impressive. I really like it. Now, moving on to the 8 series and the 6 series, both of these displays look really good. I mean, they have the 3rd generation of micro LEDs from TCL, and the TVs just look brighter. especially the 8 series. It looked a little bit brighter compared to the 6 series, and it also had better colors and a little bit better black levels. That was my first impression when I saw those TVs side by side. But regardless of that, both of these displays look amazing. And also on the 6 series, it has the mini LEDs. They also have the new refresh rate, 144 Hertz of refresh rate, which means that you're able to connect your PC to it, or maybe your Xbox as well, and play at 4K 120 Hertz. But 144 Hertz, it seems like what their new integration for gaming, what they're doing. And that seems to be trending between Samsung, TCL, Hisense. Now, besides that, I also got a chance to see other things like e-bikes, electric bikes, and electric scooters. You guys know that I love e-bikes, and I didn't even know that Bird makes an e-bike as well. They had this new model on the showroom, so hopefully I get a chance to test it one of these days. Alright guys, so that's it for this video. Let me know in the comments below, what are you guys more excited for? Maybe the new QD OLEDs from Samsung and Sony? What about 144 Hertz of refresh rate? Are you into that? Micro LED? It's looking good, but do you have the money for it? I don't. Probably in like 10 years. But let me know, what do you guys think about this new technologies coming out this year? I'm Joester, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Joester out!